Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
From the Strip in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pub Crawl, where each week we struggle to recall our adventures in and around Las Vegas, giving a unique perspective on the best places to tear it up in the entertainment capital of the world. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Alicia and David Ivey.
Everybody wants some! I want some too! So we're just debating. Hey, welcome to Pub Crawl, the best sorts of Vegas-y drinking goodness. I'm your host, Alicia. This is David. Wait. Somebody's not here this evening, which excuses my bum-like attire that I was trying to go for today. It's Movember, so I'm going to not shave and grow a mustache for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, or whatever it is this month. I'll explain more of that later. But anyway, we're just debating on the best Van Halen album. And I was saying Fair Warning. Scott's a Women and Children First guy.
I wouldn't say it's the best.
Okay.
There are some great songs. Fair Warning is the darkest album for sure.
You think?
Oh. No, it's dark.
See, I think Women and Children First was darker.
Oh, no. Tora.
Yeah.
And the Take Your Whiskey Home? That can't be dark.
Well,
that's fun.
Well, that's true. But I was always a fan of that. Van Halen 2, I don't like Linda Ronstadt. I don't like covers of Linda Ronstadt. So I can't help you. Anyway, without further ado, we'll get into that later. Let's do a content of the week and then get on with it. I'll explain things.
All right.
So I'm sick, and here's why I'm sick. If you could hear from my voice, if you could hear what I hear, you would know that one ear is completely deaf. We just got back from Hawaii, got some of that clean Hawaiian water in my ear, and it completely infected my ear. So I'm a little sick. So in lieu of cocktail of the week, I'm doing Jaeger, because that's the only thing that's good for my throat, for my nose, and for my brain. So I'm drinking Jaeger. So there is really no cocktail of the week. But yeah, we did go to Hawaii. I got to say something. I learned something this trip, that if you got to come home from Hawaii or the Caribbean or somewhere wonderful, Vegas is not a bad town to come home to. I'll tell you that. It's a great city to come back to. When we were on the plane, everybody goes, oh, I'm going to Des Moines, or oh, I'm going to Fullerton, or wherever they're going. And we're like, oh, we're going to Vegas. Like, what was that? Like, oh, Vegas. Oh, you guys are like on a honeymoon? Like, no, we live there. Like, oh, that must be rough. It's like, actually, it's not. I got to say, we did get off the plane. First thing, went right to the Wynn. Just because, like, you got to kind of equalize. Like, okay, well,
right from the airport to the Wynn?
Yeah. Well, because Alicia had to get back on a plane. In fact, she's not here now because she's in New Jersey in a snowstorm. And we only had like a 4 hours. So, like, what are we going to do? Let's get as much fun packed into that 4 hours. So what do? We go to the mall, go to El Segundo Sol, have some lunch, go over the Wynn, walk around the Wynn. The pool's empty. It's a little depressing.
Yeah.
Winter time is upon us.
Yeah. So
the pool's empty. But had a good time at the Wynn and the Encore. But we'll talk about the Wynn and Encore. There's just so much to talk about there. But today, we're going to talk about something that I hated until I just went there. So I have a completely new opinion on this place. Let's get right to it. Jacob, if you're ready, let's get right into the adventure. Let's do it. I have no notes. I can't see. I have no notes. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I know where we went. Wait a minute. Notes. That was my own dumb fault. Okay, Luxor, the Luxor. Here was my plan, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my plan. Alicia wasn't going to be here, so I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to a place I don't like. That way I don't have much to talk about. I'll be like, yep, well, that place stinks, and that's not very good, and that's not very good. And good night, thank you. I'm going home and going to take some medication and pass out. So in going to the Luxor just now and seeing what they just did to the place, I've kind of changed my opinion. So let's start at the Luxor. The best memories ever at the Luxor that I've ever had were Blue Man Group, back when they used to be at the Luxor before they went to Venetian. Now they're at Monte Carlo. We had a great time there. That's, I think, the only show we've seen there. What you might know about the Luxor, it's like a Batman bad guy zone. I'm in the evil guy's lair. Oh, okay, now we're better. Except the TV, this TV's off now, but that's all right. I'll look over here.
No, get over here.
Okay. What, hundreds. Okay, the Luxor. Blue Man used to be there. It's good. Now they've got Chris Angel. What's the worst Cirque show ever? They have Fantasy, which I haven't seen. Scott, you've seen Fantasy, or you've seen Carrot Top?
I've seen Fantasy.
Now that's like that's the booby show, right?
Well, I wouldn't call it the booby show.
Well, you know, but it's like a girl show.
That's right, Fantasy, the booby show.
That would sell more tickets.
Oh, you mean the thing went out?
I was saying.
Oh, I thought you meant it was just off.
No, it's off. It's
I
like
see.
off.
No, it's off. All right. So anyways,
Right.
Fantasy, the booby show.
Well, but Fantasy also known to people around the world as the place where the girl that was murdered a couple years ago worked.
What? Oh, God, this is an upper show, isn't it?
Hey, I'm sick. Everybody's going to suffer.
I will tell you, Fantasy
Right.
is, first of all, really funny. The gal who runs it, Lorena Peril.
Right.
She can sing like crazy. She's funny as hell, and she's pretty.
She was from that kind of
The Sin City
Bad Girls.
Yes.
Yeah, over at the Las Vegas Hilton, now the LVH.
That was one of her first gigs.
Okay, she was good.
She's a killer. She actually sang the national anthem at the San Francisco 49ers opening game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, she's a monster.
Wow.
She's one of the people I think in Vegas is going to blow up bigger than Vegas.
Wow.
So it's good. It's probably the best, as you so delicately
But what
put it,
is it?
booby show.
It's a bunch of girls that come out and they
They're
kind of...
dancing, singing and dancing, and there's a little comedy there as well, and there's some interaction. Like she comes out and interacts with the audience a little bit, and she sits on an audience member's
Right.
lap. In that case, it was my lap.
Ah, so that's why you like it.
Well,
You're
that
biased.
wasn't the only reason. She had a pretty funny joke about that as well.
That's
but it was
really
good.
cool. And that's the same theater that Carrot Top is in.
It is.
Which I've heard nothing but good things about Carrot Top.
So Carrot Top is a killer. He is probably the best stand-up I've ever seen.
I've heard
ever.
that. I believe you.
Ever. I mean, if you think about it, Carrot Top, he gets a lot of crap for being a prop comic, but he does more jokes per minute than a regular comic does. Where he does a joke every 10 seconds.
You know who I liken him to is Rip Taylor. It's that very same bam, bam, that rattling off one at a time. Blazing Saddles, Holy Mackerel, boom, 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 boom.
That's
Confetti,
right.
this and that. It's just
That's right.
that amazingly fast.
It's hard.
And very Vegas, because Rip Taylor, very Vegas.
Nah, he's
also very freakishly weird looking. Same with.
He's not quite that bad.
Well, no.
Because Melissa had that issue. She's like, God, he seems a little, roided out a bit. And I think he's softer now in that regard. But he also does 10 minutes of straight stand-up as well.
Okay.
And it's very, very good. And he's having a good time.
And he's clean, right? Or relatively clean?
Well, it's a little bit of mix. He has Crown Royal come down from the ceiling, and he gives out, hits to people. I got a thing of Crown Royal from him during it was my birthday. When I saw him. He was awesome. And I got his shirt. His sweaty shirt.
You didn't buy his shirt. It's the shirt he wore.
Yeah, the one he wore. I was laughing really loud.
Right.
And he saw me, and he first gave me a shot. I think we might be going steady, as a matter of fact.
In some cultures.
Right. You get a shot and a shirt, you're going steady.
Right.
It's like saving somebody's life.
Right.
You owe him your life.
You have a life debt.
So at the very end, he threw me his shirt, and I'm like, well, that's awkward. But thank you. So it was a great
I've heard
show.
that. And also, you don't last 10 years in Vegas or however long he's been there if you stink. That's just not going to happen. I mean, so I've heard nothing but good things. I don't even know what that is. I've never done it. I know.
Second story. Same place. Both of them are the same place.
Okay, and I know they have Minute Pause the musical. We know a few people that work on that.
Yep,
That's supposed to be really good. That's another thing that used to be at the Hilton.
Yep.
Now over at the Luxor. It's supposed to be great.
Yep.
We're not big on shows, so we don't do a lot of shows. But we're big on bars. Now, what the funny thing about the Luxor is all we knew about it before was Savile Row, which used to be Club London. It's underneath the Luxor. It only opens after midnight or after 11 or so.
Right.
And it's underneath the pyramid. Now, this is a little odd for a lot of people, but I mean, it's very, so-so. You have to be dressed very nice, and it's really expensive. And we've talked about it on the show before. It's a great place.
It used to be invite only.
Yes, it used to be. Now, I think it's still you're supposed to call ahead.
Yeah.
Say it's party of two or whatever.
Yep.
It's great. It's expensive, whatever. We did that one time. We told a great story about how we went in there, met a friend of ours that was a bartender, who had introduced us to another friend who's a bartender who actually happens to work at the Royal House next door, who took us into LAX for what he called the poop show. Not in those words, and we went into LAX and it was a poop show.
What does that mean?
Well, it was an S show, but it was, I think we talked about it. We saw things in LAX we can't unsee.
You mean like scat stuff?
Well, no, it was just people doing things to each other that those kind of people shouldn't be doing.
Okay.
It was literally disgusting. Like, I went home and took a rape shower. Like, just, bleach and a steel wool and just, I just cried in the corner and just scrubbed. Like, it was so bad what I saw in the LAX.
Rape shower.
And so I would never go back to LAX. So I'd go to Savile Row, and then a couple weeks ago, Alicia and I just did Cat House, which used to be Chef Simon's restaurant/club, Cat House. Now it's just a club. It was pretty good. We went in there a couple weeks ago. It was all right. But now what the Luxor's done, against my wishes, because they didn't take my wishes into consideration, they're kind of de-theming the whole Egyptian thing from the Luxor, which I love the Egyptian thing, and I love their theme. And then they could have put a bunch of dumb bars and restaurants around. They all stunk. But now, as of lately, they've stepped it up a lot. For one, besides Savile Row, I would even go better than Savile Row, is a new place called Public House. Not to be confused with Public House at the Venetian.
Right.
This is the original Public House from New York. They built one here at Luxor. The only problem is it's the exact same theme as Public House at the Venetian. Craft beers, kind of Americana, small plates, burgers, sandwiches, salads, that kind of thing. But it's great. In fact, I went in there today because I was like, I've never even heard of this place, so I'm going to go check it out. So I went in there today after work and met the best bartender of all time. I won't give you her name, but she was rather attractive. And so first thing that I go, I want a full sale because I wasn't hungry, so I'll have a beer. So I have a full sale. She pours a full sale, but the tap ran out, so I got 3/4 of a full sale. She went, well, I have, and I interrupted her. I went, you have half a full sale that I will have for free. So yes, I had a full sale for free. So then now I felt guilty because that's all I wanted. So now I wanted to leave, but I haven't paid for anything. So I go, I'll have a Coors Light. Had half my Coors Light. A lot of Australians in town for some reason right now. I don't know why. Australian fellow stands up to the bar right next to me, goes to my girl and says whatever he says. And he looks over at me and says, it's a good beer. I'm like, what beer is that? He's like, arrogant bastard, it's a good beer. And I'm watching her pour a Hobgoblin. So I'm like, he didn't say arrogant bastard. He said, that's a good beer. And I went, a Hobgoblin? And she looked at me like, oh, no. So now I have a Hobgoblin because she had to pour him an arrogant bastard. So now I'm on my third beer. And so anyway, the place rules. So that's for that reason alone.
What's the pricing
awesome.
of that place? What's the pricing difference between Public House at Venetian versus the one there?
It's about the same. They're about. Well, actually, this place is a little cheaper. I have a menu up there that I took a picture of. Coors Lights are $6. Heineken's are $6, $7. Yeah, there you go. Blue Moon $7, Bud Light $6, Heineken's $9. That's a little out of like what I consider reasonable. But you know what? You're on the Strip. What are you gonna do? You get into the premiums, they're all $10, $12, and they have like a really below that they have like the specialty beers, and they're all a fortune. But you know what? What are you gonna do? That's the same price, if not a buck or two cheaper than the other Public House. So, and the food's all $12, $14. Sandwiches $12, salads $14. Nachos are $16. It's all that kind of food. but real fun. Lots of sports stuff going on. So I give Public House an A. It was amazing. Other places in Luxor, the main bar, which used to be Liquid until literally last week, now it's called Centra? Whatever. It sounds like a Toyota. And it's the central bar, and it's beautiful. It used to suck ass. Liquid was terrible. Liquid was in the same location. It was surrounded by frosted glass, and you could only get in one area. So you usually walked around it 3 times looking at Chris Angel's douchey Harley Davidsons he has parked around it. Well, you couldn't get in. Now, there's big, wide-open come-on-ins everywhere. Awesome. Way better central bar than Liquid ever was. So hand it to whoever's running the Luxor, MGM, I guess, for fixing Liquid into Centra. They've got a lot of mixology bars. There's 2 of them. Well, actually, if you don't count Seville Row, which is a major mixology bar, and actually so is Public House. But what is it? Flight, which is named after having a flight of something, I suppose, like a flight of tequila or a flight of whiskeys. Very high-end, kind of fancy pants. Same price as everything else, though. It's not a fortune. But Flight is that way, and so is the other one. Aurora, which is basically the lobby bar. They're both very fancy pants, top-shelf liquors. Drinks are $12. I do have a photo. There we go. I took that this afternoon. It's beautiful. I mean, $12 a drink. Great place, great central bar. But I can't believe how many bars they've got. Like, what are they doing? I mean, like I said, I walked in going, I normally don't like this place. And in fact, my review was going to be just go ahead and find Mandalay Place and go up into Mandalay Bay. But they actually have more bars in here, and they all were awesome. I checked all the prices. They're all the same. They're too expensive, but, $12 for a martini. That's that's what you pay. What else they got there? Upstairs at the Luxor, I have a love-hate relationship with. Now, if you know the casino, what I'm talking about, these are all the bars at the casino. You go up to the second level, you're still inside the pyramid, but there's nothing above you but the rooms and all the stuff inside the pyramid. I love it. Alicia loves it. We have kind of a thing there. It's dark. It's really super quiet in there.
Alicia wants to know if there are hookers there.
She'll have to wait and find out.
Your wife wants to
Ask
know.
her to check our bank account, and she'll know what's the
Hey, she just logged off. How about that?
Well, she had to check it. She had to go to wellsfargo.com. What? As of 6 o'clock tonight, there were none. So the second level is where Titanic is, which is where Bodies the Exhibit am.
That's where the theaters are for fantasy.
Okay.
And
Titanic is doing the 100th anniversary, which means it's been in the Luxor for 100 years. I mean, that's crazy. That exhibit's been there. Carrot Top, 8 years at the Luxor. The Titanic's been there 100 years.
It's a pyramid. The pyramids have been there for a long time.
The pyramids have been there for 10,000 years.
It took them a while to get a liquor license.
So apparently do you remember when it was like the big controversy? They built a black pyramid in the desert, and it sunk and settled and killed a bunch of people when they were building it.
Here?
Yeah.
What?
The Luxor. This is what I heard back when they were building it. That it had some
We didn't have an audience member say, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, believe me.
We have to screen better for the audience, I think.
It was like, now maybe this is, back in California, people were like, see, man, it's that negative energy, man. You can't build a black pyramid. That's negative. That's focusing the negative energy. Well, but that's what we had heard. And that's when as soon as they built it, the foundation shifted. They had to rebuild a bunch of stuff, and a bunch of people died building a black pyramid. And everybody's like, man, see, you don't mess with that stuff, man. You don't build a black pyramid. So when you're in the pyramid, it's really quiet. And there used to be a ride in there that I loved, where you would get on it was like a motion ride, like Back to the Future or, one of those.
Oh, yeah.
There used to be one of those there, which we had done several times, where you would go into an elevator. I thought it was so awesome because the first part of the motion ride was, standing up in an elevator and the screens are in front of you in the elevator. It seems like you're falling down a shaft for like a mile. Yeah. Then you get out and you have to do like some kind of, some ancient Egypt thing. It was great. That was all on that second level. Second level's quiet. There's like restaurants there. There's Tacos and Tequila, our least favorite Mexican restaurant.
Right.
Well, not our least, but we've never eaten there or drank there because every time we walk in, we go, it's really quiet. And Alicia put up the point the last time we talked about Tacos and Tequila that this is their advertising says, I'll have what the donkey's having. Which sounds like a fun party atmosphere, right?
Really?
But you're sitting next to Bodies and Titanic.
Yeah.
So it's like you're just like
Donkey's swimming away, man.
No, this is just awful. This is a downer. Like they're in this terrible location. Okay, first off, you're in the Black Pyramid, all the negative energy, man.
Right.
It's like sucking into you. And then you're next to artifacts from the Titanic, where at least dozens of people died. And then you're at Bodies, where there are dead people in that building.
Have you been in the Bodies?
No, I have not done it.
I can't do it, man.
I would like to do it, but I just haven't done it.
Oh. Actually, one of my favorite Las Vegas memories is Luxor. Before we moved here, Melissa and I went there on a date. And they had these great karaoke video things.
Oh, they still have that, I think.
What?
Yeah. Right across from the Bodies. I remember that. Now, I don't know if they still have, but I know that you can make your own music video.
Yeah.
I remember that.
We did that. No, it wasn't that one. It was the Lions Sleep Tonight one.
Oh, yeah. In the jungle, the mighty jungle. Yeah.
And it was the funniest thing. And we lost the tape. And it kills me. It was so funny.
What that would be worth today?
Man, I'm telling you.
In today's market?
I think we gave it. Melissa said she gave it to her friend, and I'm like, what the?
Why would you give it to your friend?
I don't know. I'm very unhappy about that. We had to go to counseling because of that one thing.
I think that, well, you know what, that might not still be there, but there was all those like kind of kid things to do up there. There were rides, all this stuff, and then I think they pulled a lot of stuff out for Titanic, and apparently Titanic is great. I just
get it.
I don't know if I want to get that serious.
I don't get it.
Like that's pretty deep. That's pretty. I mean, no pun intended.
We know how it works out. Poorly.
Yeah, I know it ends.
Yeah.
It's like, apparently it's great, and like there are ship and Titanic people that come from all over the world to go to the Luxor to see the exhibit. I don't know.
I understand going to the World War II thing in Hawaii. I mean, I get that.
Well, it's heroic and romantic.
Yeah.
And this, other than the movie, which didn't really happen, there's nothing really romantic. They froze and drowned. It's it's terrible.
Other than that, it was great.
Yeah, but
let's make it an attraction.
Right.
Good idea.
So apparently it's fascinating. And same with Bodies. Like here's a skinned person, freeze dried. There it is. That's a real dude. And this comes from people. We have a human hand in our house.
Oh, that's neat.
And that freaks me out.
Why do you have a human hand in your house?
I gave don't you guys know the story? I gave Alicia the ring on a hand.
A human hand?
A human hand.
No wonder you two are in love.
It's just the bones. There's no skin or meat on it. It's just the bones.
Oh, that's much better.
It is funny because I think we told the story. So it's a medical grade human left female hand, and I put a ring on it and gave it to Alicia. Oddly enough, she said yes. And we still have the hand. Of course, you don't throw something like that away.
No, right, because if you did, you'd get arrested.
Well, here's what's funny. You're right, because a couple years later, our house got broken into. When the cops were at our house, like taking a report, blah, blah, blah. This is about 2004, whatever. So, okay, two things to know. First off, absinthe is illegal at this time, and having human hands in your house is illegal at this time.
Who would have known that?
So he's like, so you say they came and they kicked down the door. You say, is that absinthe? We're like, yeah, from Spain.
Absinthe, the drink was illegal?
Oh, yeah. It just got lifted about 4 years ago.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, that was. He kind of smirked at me like, yeah.
Right.
We did get it from Spain. We actually was from Spain. And then he's like, is that a human hand? Like, oh, yeah, probably should just have that laying around, huh? Like, you have to have paperwork. You can't just have a hand.
Did you have paperwork for the medical?
Yes, I did actually have paperwork. Oh, I told him I did.
Excuse me, officer.
Well, you can have a hand, you can't have a skull. Skull. I learned a lot really fast right then, because I was like, okay, you can have a hand because you can live without a hand. You can't have a skull. You can't live without a skull.
Fair enough.
Right. So you can have a hand. Hey,
Note to self.
Want it in a bet or whatever.
Want it in a bet.
You can have that. So yeah, bodies.
I'm going to make sure I don't bet with you. I'll tell you that right now.
So, what else was there? The Luxor. They have one of the best cafes around, the Pyramid Cafe, which whatever. It's either here or there, but we've actually eaten there quite a few times. What we love about the Luxor is the quiet. You go up to the second level, and something about that pyramid, the sound must go somewhere else. It's serene in that thing. I'm doing this like, oh. But it's nice. I actually like the Luxor. A little creepy, like I wouldn't, but we love it. I do love it now. Plus, you're in prime location. You've got Mandalay Bay and Excalibur literally within 100 yards of each side of you. It's a great place. I've only stayed there once. It was in the mid-'90s when they first opened, before the tower. So I stayed in one of the crazy triangle rooms, which are nutty because you got a lot of leg room but no headroom. It's like, it's like the whole room is at an angle. But I remember it being fine. Alicia and I, about 2 months ago, we did an episode of Pub Crawl where we got stuck in the elevator. Or the inclinator, as they call them.
Nice.
And that was one of the most uncomfortable moments of my lifetime. So don't get in the inclinator unless you've got a room key. We learned that.
We're being told the Pyramid Cafe is no longer 24 hours.
It wasn't open when I was there, funny enough. Because I was just there going, that doesn't seem to be open. But I think that's pretty much it. Bodies, Titanic, Chris Angel, who knows if that's good or not. Everybody says it's not. You know what, Chris? I got to say this. We all were with you. We were with you. Weren't we with him? Like 4 or 5 years ago, he had that show Mind Freak. We were with the guy.
Yeah, it was good.
We were watching it. We were downloading YouTube videos of that guy. He was at Sunset Park.
Yeah.
There's a video of him at Sunset Park, which is right by our house, where some lady pulls him apart.
Yeah.
He lays on the bench, and we were with him.
Yeah.
And then he douched out, and now we all hate him. It's like, oh!
If I can say one thing, I haven't seen the show. I've heard it's gotten better.
Okay, I've heard that too. I heard it was atrocious, and now it's whatever it is. But better. I don't know if that means it's not.
Well, I may be getting a call from MGM. You don't want to sponsor us? Why would that be? Thank you, David.
Cirque knows it's not good. They've been trying to do something about it, but it wasn't. It's not that. It's just that we had his back. We loved Chris Angel for like a year. And then he blew it. Then he started dating porn stars and talking crap to Norm Clark, and he did all that stuff, and we're like,
Well, you must be doing okay, only because if you look at the Viva Vegas Cirque show, they closed it down because it was terrible.
The Viva Elvis, yes.
It was terrible.
We saw it. Alicia and I saw it.
Terrible.
Not only was it terrible, it offended me.
Yeah, it was.
As an Elvis fan, I was literally offended.
As a Cirque fan, I was offended.
You're right, and as a Cirque fan.
This was no good. Yeah. And Chris Angel, regardless of whether he's a star or not, they wouldn't keep that show open if they weren't eventually making some money on it. So I think that they've probably done a good job. I think they've turned it more into it's focused more on his strengths as opposed to being like a crazy dreamlike thing in the beginning. I think it's gotten better. I haven't seen it though.
Well, Cirque's known for that, doing that like crazy storyline.
Yeah.
Like, but if Chris Angel's your star, but no, I gotta say, Luxor. If you, the room deals are great. It's funny. I put in my notes, and if Jacob could go to the website, this is not a good sign for a hotel. That the second thing, if you scroll down, it says about Luxor. And the second thing on there is cancel a reservation. It really is. Look like in the first row, it says contact us. The second thing on there is cancel reservation. I saw it today. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
That's the second thing on your menu is cancel a reservation? That's not a good sign.
What does that tell you?
Oh, all right. I'm sick. I'm losing my voice. I'm losing my mind. Luxor's hitting my head. I'm getting sweaty. Oh, so I don't really have anything else prepared. Let's take a break, come back and do some stuff, and then I'll do it out.
Oh, hi. I'm Kelly Clinton. That sucked. I wonder if Joan Rivers is watching. Oh, please. Oh, my God. Who cares? I don't have a different one. You know who watches this show? Wayne Newton.
You got that right, Kelly. I think you're absolutely beautiful and talented young lady. 5, 6, 9, 12. Talk a shit.
More camera time for me. Hey, I wonder if Cher's watching.
Oh, please, I have so many other things to do. Woo!
Hi, I'm Kelly Clinton. I'm the host of Talk Tales, and you're watching the Vegas Video Network. That was horrible.
Oh, do I drink like that? Do I do that face? Like, I just caught myself
What face
doing
was it? Oh, just now when you come back
what
on?
was I doing? Oh, I gotta stop that. Alicia, is she still in chat?
She left to check about the hookers.
No. It's like, oh, I gotta love her because she sticks with this stuff. There's been a rat sighting.
Oh,
I wanted to update.
Exciting.
Now, all I can tell is he's taped up, and it doesn't look good, and it looks like Mexico in the background. That's all I can tell.
I just want to say I'm angry about this.
It's either Mexico or Summerlin. I can't tell, but it's kind of deserty. So he's either at PT's over on Sahara,
right,
or he's in Oaxaca.
In a donkey show.
So I can't tell which one, but Rat...
We know he's alive.
He's alive?
We know that he's alive, and we've got proof of that. We haven't.
Right.
We
We got
can't
a
show
picture.
it yet. It's naked. Can't show that.
And like I said, he's either at Agave over by Red Rock, or
Right.
he's in Oaxaca, Mexico.
The kidnappers were good enough to say that they will continue to talk to us at their convenience.
Right. So so Rat's coming back.
Yep.
At some point, if we can figure out how to do it. We're going to do like a total Chuck Norris POW kind of thing and go in there.
I think you and I are going to fly in there, and
Yep.
we'll fly into Summerlin. we're going to kick some ass of some, rich people or
A-team
something.
style, baby.
Right.
A-team style.
Excuse me, we're coming in to get Rat.
A pity the fool put me on an airplane.
I can only use that thing here. Just stop.
By the way, one thing I was going to mention, which was important to me,
Yes. What happened?
which was 2 weeks ago before we left for Hawaii, we did the Fremont Street thing with the new show.
Oh, thank you for coming out for that, by the way.
Oh, that was awesome!
Oh, you're a good man, Charlie.
But I mean, so if you're not watching on Vegas Video Network, they have the
FSC Live.
FFC,
FSE.
Fremont Street
Experience.
FFE.
FSC. Holy crap! Have another Jaeger,
I
baby.
worked there for a year, and I can't
know
even-
you did.
I know. That was one of those shows you
That
go,
was fun.
this can't be all happening on one show.
It was a visit.
It was the dude from the Heart Attack Grill.
Yeah, who was
The dude from
great.
the D. It was like
The guy from Golden Gate.
Golden Gate, yeah.
And then the people who help organize the whole Halloween stuff. I mean, the people who organize all that stuff.
Crazy
It was
in
a- it
one
was-
show.
Jacob and Terry did a great job. We had
I
a lot
was
of fun.
thinking the whole time, they're blowing the load on one show. They could have.
Yep, because that's our goal.
They have to stretch it out. They got to stretch it out.
No, it was, we were hustling on that show.
So watch that show.
Yeah, next
Great.
it was supposed to be our next show was supposed to be tomorrow, but we had a scheduling conflict, so the next FSC will be next Thursday.
Which has got to be work, because if you don't know, Fremont Street Experience, which is the big Fremont Street Experience, is they are always doing something crazy down there anyway.
Yep.
It's either Merle Haggard's here, and then
Right.
it's like whatever. And then there's like the car show.
Yep.
And I mean, every other
huge.
weekend, it's some massive thing down there.
And they got 100 people working there organizing all that stuff. It's impressive.
Yeah.
You know what? They just put out a press release talking about November, and they're focusing on local acts. So Zoe Bowie, Spasmatics, your ex band.
Really?
Yeah. So they're, which I think is kind of cool to give the juice to the local guys for a
Right,
while.
right.
And so they're doing good stuff. We had a good time on the show. Stay tuned for more good stuff.
Well, there you go. So anyway, if you'd like to get hold of us, we are at Pub Crawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. Us meaning my better half, which is in the snow right now. Pub Crawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. That's Pub Crawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. We are on Twitter as Trek Vegas, because we're also Star Trek fans. By the way, did you hear Disney bought Lucasfilm?
I did see
I
that,
could
yeah.
go on for days on this.
Are you happy about that?
You'll have to check out my Trekcast for that. Trekcast.com, by the way. Because I'm going to go on for a tirade on that one. Also,
Are you happy they're going to do more Star Wars movies?
they're going to do 7, 8, and 9 right away.
Are you
In
happy?
2015. It's only like 2.5 years.
Are you happy about that?
Yes and no. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Can't be worse than the prequels. So I'm like, it can't be worse than Phantom Menace. So I'm
Low
like,
bar.
bring it on. Bring it on. And where it is, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, they're still alive.
Right.
Bring them back.
I know Hans wants the gig.
He wants it, but he wants to die in it.
Does he really?
Yeah.
What about Mark Hamill? He hasn't
Oh, he's dying
He hasn't
to
had
get
a
in
gig in a while, right? That guy's like,
I'll extend stat.
I'll do it for scale.
Yeah, no, he will. He would. I'll do it for what you paid me in 1977.
Right.
No, that would be great. In fact, that's the focus. Is bringing him back as Jedi Master. Blah blah blah.
Oh.
I think it'd be great. So anyway, that was my nerd moment. Like I said, dizzy, antibiotics, Jägermeister.
Sailor Jerry.
KSHP 1400 AM every Saturday at noon to
Ish.
Roku, my favorite little box. Maybe my second favorite little box.
Oh man. Luckily, Alicia's not on the.
PlayStation.
She is on, and she went hee hee hee. That's funny.
iTunes, please leave us a review on iTunes. We have an audio and video feed on iTunes, which is amazing. All the other shows on Vegas Video Network are just kicking ass. The Fremont Street thing is great. We were just totally blown away by that. Also, I got to talk to Scott. Not you, Scott,
Pritchard?
but Scott, for the gambling stuff.
The odds couple.
Because I think Alicia and I are going to start getting into golf.
You know, wait, that's the one thing he doesn't talk about.
I thought he was a golf guy.
You talking about Scott Pritchard? No.
Oh, who was the golf guy?
Hard to say.
All right, well, somebody, what do you guys got to know about golf? I would play golf.
You would think so, huh?
I know you would think.
Because I look like a golf
Come
kind
on.
of guy, fat, wearing
I'm getting
glasses.
to that. I'm getting to that. I'm at that age now where it's like, now it's golf. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
yep.
First of all, I'm being harassed by the frickin' audience again. I mean, right here in my ear, right here, I'm like, you look, you should be a golfer. You're a fat old guy. Nice.
Well, we were in Maui
Assassin.
looking at all the golf courses and go, I don't know why we don't golf. We're at that age.
We should.
We should all golf.
We should
And
all
not
golf.
putt-putt, but I mean actual.
No, yeah. Well, you know, Melissa and I gave each other golf lessons for Christmas 4 years ago.
Right.
And so far, we've not taken them.
Funny enough, Alicia and I bought each other fencing lessons.
Because that's
have not
more
used them.
applicable here in Las Vegas.
Well, you never know. So, you never know. So we have fencing lessons. Anyway, I want to go. We want to talk about golf. We should all go golfing.
We should.
It's
What's
this is
the
one of the
worst that
golf
can
capitals
happen?
of the world.
There's some really nice courses here.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of dumb that we don't take any advantage of that. So we
Good.
probably should.
Have you ever played golf before?
Yeah, not like seriously.
Welcome to Golf Crawl.
Yeah. Well, golf and softball are two things you can do and drink at the same time.
I love softball.
Because you could drink at softball. You could put a
Yes.
keg on second base
That's
at softball.
right. That actually is part of the deal.
I know.
If you
That's
don't get
why.
to second base, you don't get.
And I'm going to put it out right now.
Let's do it.
That Vegas Video Network
That's right.
can come up with a softball team.
Oh,
we'll play
kick
any
anybody's
other
ass.
network.
Oh, it's not even going to be fun. We're going to require drinking though, because we all drink.
Oh yes.
And if it's a drinky thing, then we're going to kick their ass.
Oh, well, because you got it. Not only do you have to win, but you have to stay upright.
Right.
We got you beat.
Seems like the rule. Right. You got to drink, win, stay upright.
Yep.
We're going to kill it.
Yep. Yeah, we'll lose the first 4 innings.
On
About
purpose.
a seventh inning stretch when they're all passed out.
Right.
We'll be like,
Then we're going to be like, what's it called? What's that thing? It's one of your drunk terms. Something crafting. No. When you use beer to kind of keep the buzz going. What's it?
oh, tread lager. Yes,
So
we're
we'll
gonna tread lager
in the fourth.
Well, because
fifth,
we were
and
doing
seventh.
shots in the dugout before.
That's right.
So first
They'll be
3
like,
innings,
we're
we
gonna kick their
weren't
ass 'cause
doing
they're
that.
all wasted. No. You don't understand. We're going to tread lager, baby.
Unlike we are tonight, Pub Crawl does urge you to drink responsibly. And remember, we may leave stuff out, but we don't make stuff up. Until next 2 weeks, while I have my lovely partner in crime back with me. Cheers.
Cheers.